questionable decision making, gets help from his teammates.
Yeah, he might put some, but he might be paying for that. As he got a little bit overconfident and overstayed his welcome. Body Hunter's going to be absolutely assaulted by all that is huge. But three people on Around Another are suffering from DOC.
Right, off of the jump that rotation, think he's gonna fall for it and immediately gets collapsed on it. This is not good, that's a double kill. Now stays in a very bad situation. He actually managed to find the turtle in the safest spot that we've talked about in the pregame. He's in such a bad situation right now. And he's taking so much damage. He might be able to make a double here. He actually does.
Oh my god.
And he finds it, and now he's
going now. He's getting taken out. Island knows his running.
What? No way.
Oh
my god, you actually got that.
What an amazing bait. Pat, what is that?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Awesomenauts Rumble May Gathers. My name is Mr. Pillow, and I am pleased to welcome all of you to this fantastic event. It is going to be an awesome time today. Joining with me today is my co-caster is going to be Uberancy. Uberancy, how you doing, sir?
Hello everybody, I'm doing very good. We are in the second Gathers tournament that Awesomenauts Rumble has ever done, the May Gathers. So we've got a wonderful set of matches. Some of them might even still be being played, but we've got one lined up ready to cast for you, and it's going to be a good day. Good day of Awesomenauts.
Indeed. But before we get into everything, just to let everyone know what this is. The Gathers tournament is a monthly tournament for Awesomenauts. Basically, all the teams sign up. It's open qualifiers. Anyone of any skill or region or age can sign up. And it's a single elimination tournament for the qualifiers. Very simple, best of 3 matches. That's what we're watching today. Once we get to the point of semifinals in this bracket, it's going to be remade into a playoffs bracket that'll happen tomorrow. But besides that, it's pretty straightforward. It's going to be an awesome time. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah. So that's what's going on there. The prize pools that we have. Every single participant who completes a round, win or lose, is going to be receiving a Genji the Grey skin. If you make it to round 3, everyone on your team gets Captain and Vinny and Spike skins. Get 4th through 2nd, you get to pick a skin of a piece of DLC of your choosing. Period. Like anyone you want, we get it to you. First place gets to do that 2 pieces of DLC per member. Plus they get $60. And I think what everyone's most hyped about is they get a brand new exclusive tournament medal. If you've gone to the medal section of the armory before, you might have seen that there's like cat icons and alien icons for winning tournaments, right? Well, there's a brand new tournament medal, and the one that no one has ever gotten before, and that is on the line. That is what people are competing for. So, with that said, a few quick plugs. If you look right below where all our social media links and stuff are, if you want to just stay in the know about our various events, we do have a Discord where a lot of our community likes to congregate. We got a website, we got a Steam group, we got a Twitter, great stuff. We also got the Awesomenauts Scrim portal, which is probably the best way to find potential future teammates and play scrims and stuff. So check all that good stuff out. With that said, Uberancy, are you ready to get into the first draft of the day, my friend?
Absolutely. Alright, so for the first draft, the first match of the day, we have Team Win Nakata versus Here to Lose. And we'll see if they actually lose today. So, going through the first draft here, we're going to go through the red team bans of Deadlift and Sentry, with the red team picked knots being Genji, Ted, and Derpel. There's a team right there. That could be pretty terrifying depending on the map. And for the blue team here, the banned knots are going to be Swiggins and Vinny, and the picked knots are going to be Henny, Max Focus, and Froggy G. So, and also this is Agalon, by the way, in case I forgot to mention that. But you've got 2 pretty different teams, but they are both like quite strong in their own rights. Like the red team here has some insane CC and damage. Like you've got Derpel Nuke, you've got Cocoon, Monarch Blessing to help initiate and counter initiate. Pretty much Genji just could do everything you want. a teammate to do that isn't exactly like a damage dealer. And then Ted does a great amount of damage and kind of funnel those jump pads on Agilon. Although it's not as good as Ribbit, Agilon is still a fairly good map for Ted because he can kind of use the airstrike to funnel sort of the jump pad areas. When people hit those jump pads, they're almost always going to get hit unless they're super fast, not with a dash or something. Unfortunately, 2 members of the blue team here are super fast knots with a dash. You've got Penny and Froggy who do insane damage, and they can just get out if they decide to save their right click. You know, Tornado is going to do a lot of damage. Dash is a very great stun, pretty straightforward. His auto attack, you know, get ninja worms in range or piercing or something. It's a little bit of extra poke. Froggy does a lot of damage, but I don't think anything can really compare to the damage that Max Focus and Penny have, which, you know, if they probably would have gone for Vinny if Max Focus, you know, or they probably would have gone for Vinny if he wasn't banned instead of, say, like, Max Focus. But Eddie's damage is really great. You got that amp damage on Pulse, which is going to do a lot of, just a lot of pain. And then Max Focus is actually really good on Agilon, similar to how Lux is even better on Agilon because of that scene illumination, being able to just kind of, if people are trapped on that bottom lane or in like a confined space, it's going to do so much damage. But, so yeah, both teams, different comps, both very strong comps. Red team's got a good kill condition, you know, Snare Trap or Cocoon, and they can kill someone pretty damn easily. Plus they got great push, while the blue team just has more outright damage that's easier to apply. So, what do you think about these teams, Bill?
Well, I think they're pretty interesting. It's not what you're seeing typically in all your drafts. I want to quickly interrupt myself and just remind everyone that IP you think is going to win to the chat. They're going to be the red team or the blue team, right? Guess correctly to be eligible for a giveaway after the match. There's no formal command or anything. We always forget it. We always do. But
I know.
Yeah. You have until the match begins to get your guesses in. We're keeping track of it manually. It's not like a fancy Nightbot command. Looking at these comps, they both have some very strong picks. We and Nakata, they got a very, very powerful comp though. I mean, Cocoon into Airstrike, or Snare into Cocoon, or Cocoon into Snare into Nuke. Like, they have a crap load of damage, a crap load of CC, and stuns, and snares. Massive push. Like, they can erase turrets, and they got the Monarch Blessing. Like, they have so much going on for them. They have stuff that hits across the map, penetrates lanes. Like, that is a very well-balanced, well-rounded team. They have great auto attack damage. They have great burst. I mean, defensive abilities, like everything. On blue side of things, they have a very much brawly comp. They do have that Penny pick, which is a pretty good counter pick to the Genji and the Ted. And they got the max focus on Agilon, which means that they're going to be streaming those bullets down the lanes. It's going to be very, very hard for Durple to avoid all that damage. It's going to be a lot of it too. And they managed to get the Froggy G pick into 3 projectile nods. If we don't see an Arbe here, I am going to be very surprised, because he can reflect Cocoons, all 3 auto attacks, and nukes. Like, it's actually crazy how much he can reflect. He does gotta watch out for the stun pack. He can't get, you know, let himself just get canceled out by Ted and then baited. And I do hope we see Silent Straps come out on the Durple very soon. That'll be very, very effective for him, considering the comp that he's against. But I mean, when you're reflecting the Genji auto attack, you're reflecting shotguns, you're reflecting the machine gun, you're reflecting cats, you're reflecting siege bullets, reflecting cocoons and nukes. I really hope that we see that really fast. But with that said, that's about all I got. Rancy, do you have anything else? Or are you ready to hop into this game?
Not really. Red team's comp is terrifying, and blue team has a lot of damage. We'll see how it actually plays out, and I am in the match at 21 seconds on the replay.
Alrighty, would you like to give us a countdown?
Absolutely, starting from 21, and well, actually starting on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off. On the blue side of things, we got Skinner playing the Froggy G. We got Penny being played by Jimbo, and we got Badass Ketchup playing Max Focus on the red side. We got Shadow playing the Genji. We got Shin playing the Ted, and Nine Rockus playing the Hot Rod Durple. Both teams are now off. The gates are about to be off. I thought it was 40 seconds. They're The gates are opened, and here they go, immediately rushing. We'll see who gets that stealth orb. That's going to be very advantageous, and it's actually going to be Badass Ketchup picking it up. There's going to be a missing Coon right there, and they're hoping to see if they can get someone to come down the pit. And then Frog would stun them, and he's going to miss the splash anyways. He needs to watch out. He's taking a lot of damage. He's going to get cocooned. He's going to get caught into the snare, and that's going to be the first blood. That was a really bad splash dash, but you managed to see all the damage come out from Badass Ketchup, and he manages to pick up the Durple and turn that into a 1-for-1. He actually has a duration on Scene Illumination. I figured that's what it was because it looked long. I know Badass Ketchup was a very big fan of that upgrade. That's a whole another second of damage, and if Durple cannot get out of it in time, then period. He's gonna take a lot of damage, to put it bluntly. But yeah, so that's what's going on.
You play a lot of Genji. What do you think about the bank into double healing on auto attack on a Shadows build here?
That is very interesting. It's something that I've seen around. I don't know if I consider it optimal, but I think it's interesting and viable as a first pick. And let's consider the fact that the Durple is also like heavily investing in his shields. He already has double barrier magazine and a stage of turret shield. Oh, and there's gonna be a Q right there. They're trying to the disengagement there is very strong. But that kind of synergizes with each other and tries to, maybe, especially once things like the shield is maxed and maybe he has Medican and the Genji has attack speed and I don't know, blessing and stuff, maybe even out-heal the damage, like, completely, like, +1 instead of, just minimizing the amount of damage taken. There's going to be a big fight here. The nuke is going to be a whip, and here comes the Pulse and Scene Illumination of the Mark Blessing going to keep the team fine, as well as the Hill Wand. And, yeah, what are your thoughts on the Hill Wand, though? Actually, that's going to have to wait a second. Oh, okay. Did that miss him? Oh, he's going to get taken down by the shotgun anyways, but that nuke apparently missed him.
Awesomenauts, ladies and gentlemen. You never know what's going to hit. You never know what's going to happen. But anyways, we got the red team here. They get that another kill, making it 2-for-1 here, getting a decent advantage in the experience, but not a huge issue. Jamma's going to eat the cocoon, but not really anything is going to happen because of it. Badass Ketchup using that extra duration Scene Illumination in order to, and damage as well. So that's a pretty scary Scene Illumination. The problem is you're locked into it for about 3 seconds. The cocoon is going to land on Jambo, but he's going to be able to get out. But then, the nuke and the airstrike combo is going to take out Sneer and just destroys someone as squishy as Froggy G. And there's the Scene Illumination once again. Shin going in, going to land that one cheeky shotgun kill onto Badass Ketchup. And as for my thoughts on heal on auto attack, I could see why you would get it if you stack Barrier Mag and like a bunch of other shielding on Durple. It could actually be kind of effective, but with all the damage the blue team has and things like amp damage, yeah, I don't know how effective it actually is.
Well, we just saw that max Scene Illumination there that completely went out. I don't know if he even have the blessing, and he was only at 50% health. And so I think like if he's
that was a good
we see
snare.
a big engagement. There's gonna be the snare, and that leads to Shin taking out Jambo, but Badass Ketchup is not gonna be able to get out of the full Scene Illumination without being punished by Non-Raucous. That's gonna turn it into a 1-for-1 push in favor of the red team. They're getting their first real push of the game for either side here, and managing to get a good third off that bar. The airstrike's gonna hit there. It's gonna take Badass Ketchup. This stun is gonna happen before that Scene Illumination, so it's not gonna get canceled out. But yeah, very back and forth so far. The red team does have a lead going here. It is 4-2 in their favor, but it's still anybody's game. Just a couple of droids away on the blue side from leveling up. We see the attack speed going ahead and being picked up there, and we see full damage coming out on the Scene Illumination. I guess the only thing he's gonna buy now is Kraken at this point, I would imagine. And yeah, we see Ninja Worms being picked up by Froggy, and just pretty straightforward and simple so far. How do you think the next engagement is going to go down?
Well, Froggy's got Arbe and the Invis now, so this could be interesting. It depends on how it plays out. If the snare trap gets baited and they try to go in with the nuke, Froggy could just obliterate everyone. And there's the blessing as well. I don't know if Ted knows Froggy is there. Sneer is just kind of standing there. There's the airstrike coming out and the snare traps, but Froggy's about to lose his Invis. He's going to dash, but into a snare trap. Here comes the nuke. Can he Arbe it? No, he's going to just walk away instead. Red team all dropping down to the mid and lower lanes. With the Scene Illumination waiting for them with Jambo and Badass Ketchup both getting hit by that airstrike. Good damage, good poke. Even if it has very long cooldown. Snare's going to get caught in that snare trap, but he's going to be able to dash up due to the lack of duration. Shadow's going to get taken out by Jambo's auto attack, but the airstrike is going to pick up the kill on Sneer. as he tries to rotate through the jump pads, making it a nice 1-for-1. A good recovery from Ted there, able to even that up and keep the red team's experience advantage here, having a slight 1-level advantage. But blue team really just has to like kill these creeps, and they're going to get their level. And that's what Baddest Ketchup is going to do with that scene illumination of Hope. And Shin and Durple pushing bottom. The airstrike is going to hit Jambo once again. Shin just maybe checking for in-biz characters. And Baddest Ketchup is going to burn that snare trap well in biz, so now they know who's in biz if they were paying attention. And here's the siege mode coming out, going to do a little bit of damage to Durple with that scene illumination, but Durple's just going to drop down, not too much is going to happen. He's going to get caught in that snare trap. Sneer is going to get caught in the snare trap, but not really anything that can punish him for it. And something I'm surprised about is we're not actually seeing any baby curry mammoths coming out from anyone on the blue team so far. They really want that damage instead of investing into something like curry mammoth.
Well, curry mammoth is currently glitched. It actually does not even affect a Cocoon, even though it's supposed to. So it's kind of one of the primary counterplays there. Oh, there's gonna be, that's gonna have to wait a second. We see the snare coming out. We see the Cocoon. We see a bunch of scene illumination damage. Whenever those engagements occur on the bottom lane, okay, it just kind of forces the hand of the red team to just run away. You really, unless you're basically ready to take out Max in like the first second of the fight, you can't take this because he's going to deal so much damage. He's going to land all of it. You're not going to dodge it, and it just puts everyone at 1/4. Or at that point, you know, you have two brawling knots like Penny and Frog who are going to hit you with a pounce, a splash dash, you know, by themselves like a second or two at a time. That's all the Max needs, and you know, that's how a wipe happens. They can't take those fights. They need to be running from their lives. We see a Sage of Hidden Leads coming up. We see a trick shot Cocoon actually being attempted through the jump pad, but oh, Skinner gonna get caught in another snare, and that's gonna trap him. Trying to get those. Wait, he got the R-bait! I thought that was him dead for a second, but nope, he R-baited that nuke and managed to pick up the Durple. That's a clean 1-for-0 in favor of the red-blue team, and now they are actually getting some push, but Shin is actually doing a good job defending this. Jembo might have gotten in too hard, but he is going to pounce them off, do a little back pulse there, and manage to run away at 210 HP. That was a bit too close for comfort. Yeah. Oh, that was very, very interesting to watch there.
Absolutely. We're seeing the gun penny come out from Jambo here, so that's going to be a good chunk of clear, and it's also going to be a hell of a lot of push if he decides to get a Cookie Monster badge. And he's already got Starstorm that actually to help with that anyways. He's got that Silence on Pulse as well. That's somewhat interesting choice and upgrades, but they're not all bad. It's just not the same ordering you usually see. Jambo's going to get caught in the Cocoon. The snare trap is going to hit him. Got the Silence trap. Only going to be silenced for about a second though as well.
Oh, did that bubble? They can.
And yeah, it didn't look like anything was going to happen for that bubble, but yeah, the blue team just wasn't ready to initiate off of that. They were a little scared of the Durple, but nothing really happened. It was kind of one of those initiations. You think something big is going to happen, but nothing really does happen. There's the snare trap. Froggy's going to be able to dash over it though. Baddest Ketchup just going in with the scene illumination and the auto attack. Jambo with the gun penny. Blue team's got some really good poke with the exception of Froggy, and even then he can get a good poke if he wants to, like, you know, waste a couple of auto attack slots. But blue team has some great poke. Jambo's gonna get caught in the Cocoon.
They are dodging the snare. He tries to R-bait that, but he ends up just taking these, getting taken out by the auto attacks and the Ted there, just dealing lots of damage. That's just unfortunate. They did a good job actually avoiding that snare. Like, they had put a snare like right here trying to catch someone, but they actually all walked around that, but the R-bait timing was just a tiny bit off. Which is really, really unfortunate for them, because otherwise that could have definitely been their team fight. And then look at the red team now. I mean, they are just tanking this. They do not care. They just took another bar or two off there without basically any damage. Shadow just keeping his teammate very healthy. You know, if you can constantly find those auto attacks to keep your team healthy with, it's a very cost-efficient upgrade. Right now, he's gonna need all the help he needs, though. Oh my God! Look at it! Look at it! It's okay. I was gonna say
everywhere, but it actually ends up at a 2-for-1 for the blue team. That's what. Oh man, that was insane. There was just the snare trap was good and the nuke was good, but they didn't do enough damage with that nuke, and the red team wasn't there to like deal the damage to to Froggy. And now we got Jambo actually pushing Gunpenny due to Shin being by himself, a bit of split pushing, good tower damage. But the punish there was just insane because Shin and Durple, they went down, and Froggy was able to get out with the dash just because they didn't have the damage to just kill them immediately. He doesn't have that nuke damage yet, and there wasn't an airstrike ready. There's the R-bait, but not really going to reflect anything there. Red team just kind of defending. They're getting their bearings. They had a pretty nasty team fight there. There's the airstrike going to hit Chamberlain, some droids, and the drop nuke isn't going to get anything, it appears, but blue team just rotating to the top lane. Now the middle lane, now the top lane again, and they're just kind of doing their thing. Sneer is going to land the dash and the tornado, but do a little bit of damage to Genji there, but not too crazy. You got Derpal just avoiding that scene illumination. I'm going to take like 500 damage from something, I'm not sure what it was. But there's the nuke and the clear from the auto attack coming out. The siege mode, very potent, great for clearing, all that good stuff. The cocoon is going to come out, but it's going to be a whiff, and the blessing seems to be a little misused. He's also got that double, he's got double hidden leaves. I thought it was spiritual cooking for a second, but he's got double hidden leaves on blessing. So that blessing is going to prevent about, like, what, 35-40% of all incoming damage on top of Derpal's siege mode reduction. It's insane.
Flutter blessing at base, I believe, yeah, it's 20%, and then you have another 15% for a total of 35. I believe the shield sight multiple skills. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the triple shield counts first, which total is 21%. It's not like he has a what do you call it? 56% shield. It applies the 21% shield, then after the total product of that, it then applies the 35% shield. So it's not as simple as just adding the two together.
Ooh, that airstrike was really good.
Yeah, that was a really good poke and lane interruption, but it still makes Night Rockets incredibly tanky. Like, look at that, there's a pulse and a dash there, and he and scene illumination, and Dribbles at half health. A pulse.
He's getting out-healed. He is out-healing the turret.
That's what I was talking
about.
That's just insane. There's a shield. You gotta imagine barrier magazine and a shield in the hill. Like, you can't, like, blue team can't go in. They have to, like, find the perfect RB or something. Preferably when the Monarch Blessing is on cooldown, and that's all they can really even try. Like, honestly.
Oh, that airstrike was really good. Baddest Catcher's gonna go down to the shotgun shell. And the R-bait nuke, but it's not going to hit anything, but still style points. And Penny and Froggy are going to rotate to the top lane, the cheeky dash there. Yeah, the red team could really, like, this would be such an awful team to fight in a pub, like the red team here. That would be, like, if you were solo queuing, I would not want to fight this team as that top turret is going to go down. It would be a disaster, but Jabba's going to get cocooned. There's the stun pack, but it doesn't look like anything too crazy is going to happen because you just out-heal the turrets, and because the only reason like the red team can't just kind of steamroll the turrets is because the blue team has enough damage with Gun Penny and Max Focus. If they didn't have Max Focus or Gun Penny, they might just lose outright. Whoa, okay, all right.
Like had a bad lane race, but you should watch his mini map a bit more.
Oh, that's Skinner.
Skinner has I'm Froggy G, so I'm invincible. I mean, he's not invincible. He's got a couple of counters here. He's not really paying, respecting the season.
I'm not sure if I would call it invincible syndrome. I'd call it hold my beer syndrome. I think that's a better name. But here comes the nuke and the auto attacks. Jabba's gonna caught the snare trap. He's gonna go down to the machine gun as well as the siege mode auto attacks. And Baddest Ketchup now by himself on the bottom lane. But here comes Froggy G. Come and help fellow member of the Hood, and he's going to go behind that bottom tower. But that's Skinner's going to go in with the dash, but is he going to get caught in that snare trap? He is going to get caught in the snare trap. The RB isn't going to hit him. What? The nuke didn't get reflected. That was bizarre. But anyways, that's going to be a ton of damage on Froggy. He's going to have to back off and go grab some creeps. He's got that Wraith Stone and that Curry Mammoth, so survivability is not really an issue for Froggy. He's also got the healing on dash, and it looks like he might go in on Shin here. It doesn't look like it. Shadow's kind of by himself on the top lane, but Skinner's going to miss the dash. And there's the nice cocoon onto Baddest Ketchup. An airstrike would be good here, but this top tower is going to go down for the blue team, just getting that poke or just kind of bodying the turret. Even with two members of the red team up there, not too much they can do against all that damage, especially with Gun Penny, Max Focus. Speaking of which, Max Focus has the Abyss here. Can use the Scene Illumination to do a good chunk of damage here, and Kraken is going to miss, however, but it's still good poke of damage, and it kind of stops people from staying in the lane for about 3 seconds, because that Scene Illumination just lasts so long. There's the dash and the tornado. Really not going to do too much, but here's the Snare Trap, the red team all just grouping up together. There is the Monarch Blessing with that 50% shielding, or about 45% shielding after the percentages are actually applied on Derpal, which is absolutely insane. And here comes the RB is going to save Baddest Ketchup, and they're going to get the kill on Derpal. Amazing use of RB here. Now Shadow's in a real pickle here, but he's going to be able to get out and rotate to the bottom lane. And blue team up top, they're going to get that push, as well as Gun Penny dealing with this bottom lane. Probably going to be able to take this tower, doing 162 damage per shot with that auto attack because of that Cookie Monster Badge. Shin gonna take a lot of damage, but that pounce is gonna hit the wall, or in this case the roof, I suppose, and is going to whiff. But blue team is definitely getting their ground back. They're still a little behind in experience and kills, but that doesn't really matter because they got so much damn push from when they get a kill with that gun penny and with the max focus that doesn't really matter. Doing 162 damage per shot to the towers, he's taking off like half a bar every shot. It's insane.
It really is. He's keeping the DPS going. I actually think it's really interesting. Oh, here's another already. He's going to hit the snare. Not like this, but Shadow actually going to get taken out the entire time. They were distracted by the frog. Fast Kitchen was just kept on left clicking him, and they're like, wait, actually, I need to leave. Getting that damage in, and then things have completely turned around for the blue team. We actually got even levels here. The Solar is still in favor of the red team. You actually see Spiritual Cookie and Moon Nectar as well as kills on the red team. I'll get up here. But I want to point out how much more the push is in favor of the blue team, which all things considered, you know, they're behind in kills, and you know they're against Genji, Durple, Ted with the comp that the builds that they're going. But they actually got base exposure now. And I think that's the immense power of, you know, Cookie Badge and Gun Pitting in a nutshell right there. It does so much, excuse me, so much damage in turrets, and it's actually unreal. And Badass Coach is in this. He's trying to find the perfect setup here, and he's just gonna go for it now, trying to get the focus. It's not gonna get that much. Shadow is gonna go in, cocoon. There's gonna be a fight right here. The airstrike's gonna hit. He's gonna. He should not have taken that R-bait. He tornadoed into a snare, and he could have just probably splash dash out there. Not good. Maybe if he had R-bait the cocoon, that probably would have been the most optimal play. But Badass Coach being a sneaky little beaver here, and actually getting the entire red team to fall back, even though they had the opportunity to push. Very well played by him. He's going to go ahead, spend 480 solar, and he is going to be picking up damage on his floodlight, so that he'll be just doing that much more now.
Oh, Badass Ketchup. Oh, no way! Is that Tedris? No, he was! He got the Tedris. I didn't even realize Ted had Tedris, and he's able to pick up the last hit on max focus there, and he just barely got away with about 100 health. The Tedris is OP, always by it. It's so good. But they're both kind of throw out the nuke. Both members of the blue team kind of in their creep area, stuck in the middle of it there. But Durple wants to get some push going on this bottom tower, but Froggy is going to burn that snare trap. But there's a gun penny. It's kind of hard to push against a gun penny, but the healing, even with gun penny and dash and everything, look at it. What is this? He's got. It's like. He's got.
This is like inspiring people to try new things. To be perfectly honest,
God.
Like, I want to see this running.
I'm gonna
pubs
like
now.
run it. I'm gonna run into this in pubs, and I'm just gonna be like solo queuing the Swiggins, and I'm just gonna gonna hate myself. I'm just gonna be like, why has this happened? This is insane. This would be such a good pub team mode, as we've seen from the blue team having so much damage. Never mind. Skinner's gonna go down to the nuke. Just after the snare trap, just taking too much damage. Nuke OP. And now the red team gets a serious push going. But the main thing I was going to say was, the red team has a fantastic pub stomping team, and it is a good comp, even in competitive, and with the drafting format. This is a great comp to get.
You're just thinking mad. Okay, sorry, go on. But I just like how, okay, Genji's like, I'll get the nectar, you'll get the hill auto attacks. Like,
it's just like, it's insane. They're putting on kind of a good show here, but the problem with the red team's team comp is that although they have great push, so they could just kind of stand in front of the tower. If one of them goes down, the blue team's got so much damage for the towers as well that they can punish, you know, deaths a little easier than the red team that can. And well, actually, there's a snare trap here, but Durple's gonna take too much damage. All that shielding ain't gonna work if you're dead, and he's gonna get the R-bait nuke into his face. Badass Ketchup being so low, and Genji having to rotate out. Badass Ketchup is going in despite being super hurt. Shadow is going to go down, but the airstrike is going to pick up the kill of Badass Ketchup. Shin becoming legendary. And going to have to fall back though in a 1v2 here. He has been putting in work, 9-0. He's got that killing spree, that killing machine, that legendary. He's going to go in, take 700 damage from that pulse though, but 360 damage shotgun shell, so I have something to say to that. Airstrike is going to come out, only going to hit Froggy though, not Jambo. But they're only going to get about 2 bars of damage off of that base, and Froggy G is going to teleport out, as well as Jambo just walking back, stealing the creeps as well, getting those charges he needs. But another thing is, aside from Genji, like Ted and Durple, if they're left alive, are fantastic at defending as well. They can defend the base, no problem, unless it's like a 1v3 and like the base is already super low health. They could do some serious work defending that base, and we've got the snare trap, the cocoon, all that good stuff coming out. And Sketch, we're going to eat an airstrike for 800 damage. Pretty insane. And the Fat Cat, it looks like, going to do 200 damage as well. Bad Sketchup already having to go back and get some creeps or something too low. And red team just rotating into this creep area, the bottom lane, the little sneaky hole there. But there's the airstrike coming out, going to miss Sneer, Skinner, Froggy. I don't know what to call him right now. But red team just, well, they're just hanging out in their creep area. They're just kind of placing stair traps, doing what, you know, Derpal does best.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree here. And Shadow is going to get R-bait here, but the entirety of the red team was actually able to get them to back off. Just kind of the posturing there, and did really well. And I think that was a good example of the counter initiation game. Now Skinner gonna get another cocoon. There's the airstrike. He's gonna slash.
Oh, he's so hurt.
In the auto attack.
The auto
he's gonna
attack.
pick him off. He keeps trying to set something up for the team, you know, and he really wants to take team fights, but there's just so much CCs.
Dude, like, somebody just needs, like, nobody is holding his beer. He can't do this one-handed. Come on, help him out, man. But Derpal's going to get the snare trap. He's going to go in with these slow bullets, and the nuke going to do a ton of damage to this tower, and then back off like a good little Derpal. The airstrike going to do 853 damage. The Jambo, an insane amount. Got SketchUp's got all that clear, doing 500 damage to those droids, all that good stuff. And you see, this is what I mean. Like, the blue team is really good at stopping the red team from pushing, even if they're at a disadvantage, as long as one of their main damage users is alive. Here's the airstrike going to hit. Froggy going to do a ton of damage. And now they're kind of collapsing on Jambo. Here comes the cocoon and the snare trap. Jambo is gone, evaporated, dead. DED. There were no remains. He is gone. But Shin's going to get that invis, and Basketcher trying to chase him, but now he's kind of stuck. That nice cocoon, going to do 300 damage. He's not going to get hit by the airstrike. He's going to take 400 damage from the shotgun shells and the auto attack and the Tetris. They're going to finish him off with Genji getting the last hit as well. And Derpal now pushing bottom. Jambo's still dropping it. It's just Froggy by himself. There's nothing he can do. Nobody's there to hold his beer. What does he do? He's got to back up. And now he's got to grab these creeps and just stay out this top lane. He's got to clear this top lane before they can get any push. But he's going to eat an airstrike. And he's wasted Arbe now. If he gets caught out, he's going to be in a terrible spot. But he's going to go for the teleport. But Ted has the Tetris, the Arbe, or excuse me, the nuke is going to miss though. With Skinner just running around, not being able to do much. He's going to teleport at the base. No Tetris is going to reach that far. And Shadow, Shin, and Nidrukas, however you say his name, are going to rotate around, kind of spread apart a little. Ted looking to buy some upgrades, it seems, with all of his money. And Purple's got to be careful he doesn't leave Genji behind you, but here comes Skinner. He's going to go for the drop down. No, he's not, but there's the snare trap in order to stop anyone from rotating through there, though. It is kind of oddly placed. Bad Sketchup going to throw the slow-mo shot. Not really going to do anything, though, but going to get that push with the seed elimination. Jambo's going to get cocooned by Shadow here, and there's the nuke doing so much damage, and oh, Skinner is so hurt.
Yeah.
Just one shotgun shell at the Tetris that he's done, but the health pack, he's going to grab it from up top and rotate out. I thought they were both dead there, and that could have been, like, the game, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen just yet. The red team just clearing these droids with max focus, and Froggy still being live. Jambo dropping right now. We're going to be back in about 15 seconds. Bad Sketchup going to get cocooned in the middle of scene elimination. He's going to take a lot of damage. There's the stun pack coming out, and Shin's going to try and get something done. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to, though. But Bad Sketchup using that scene elimination to clear those droids, do a ton of damage to the red team. Good stuff, good stuff. And now Derpal going to be in that, you know, just out heal and out tank the turret. And Bad Sketchup going to get caught in the cocoon, going to take a ton of damage, 2 shotgun shells, and he's gone. And that is one dead flying robot. And, you know, Shin just going to clear these droids while the red team keeps the pressure up, get those snare traps down. And a nice cocoon on to Skinner from the invis, and he's going to get stuck in the snare trap. He's dead. It's just Jambo versus the world with a gun penny. Doesn't seem to have the charges yet, though. Needs one more charge, so he's got to wait for this droid before he can get his gun. Now he's got his gun ready to roll. But the red team's got so much push, they're just getting the auto attack speed from the stim pack and the freaking Derbal's auto attack. It's just insane. That turret's going to go down. Is it? Yes, it's going to go down, and Jambo and Bad Sketchup are now chasing. The airstrike is going to miss, but they got to be careful chasing into all of this. Like, Shadow's going to take a lot of damage, but the nuke and the shotgun shell and the Tetris, too much damage.
When there's a Derpal nuking, like, in your direction, you don't run up to him impulsively. Not your best tactic. And they're actually going for the base here. Brock's going for a back door. Badass,
oh my god,
isn't the worst defender in the world, but they're not going to win this base race. But
Nine Rockets
He's doing
going
80
back.
he's doing that 83.
They 100% won this. I mean, they got the kills. They got triple push versus Froggy G, who's only auto.
Well, Jambo's back now. They haven't really won this because Jambo's back. Like they probably couldn't have killed it fast enough before Jambo got back, and then being stuck against Jambo and Baddest Ketchup in a defending, or excuse me, offense situation is kind of bad. The Tetris is gonna hit Baddest Ketchup, but he's so hurt. But he's got about 200 health, gonna be able to back up. Got that base, or excuse me, not that base regen. He's got that Medican, gonna help him stay alive quite easily. Well, we've got Nidrokas clearing this bottom lane. Nidrokas, I'm not sure. No, I'm sorry, but Shin,
I think
Ted and Durple are just gonna be clearing this top lane, and they're just kind of doing their thing, waiting for Genji to get back, the main initiator. Gonna give him all that beef with that healing and that spiritual cooking and that hidden leaves. The airstrike is gonna come out, but Jambo, he's gonna take a good chunk of damage. He's gonna, even though if the red team could initiate, no, they're not gonna be able to help secure that kill on Jambo. He's just gonna pounce out.
And look at that Tetris poke, man. Just like quickly smacks a little 200 damage. Badass Ketchup getting the entirety of the red team to just back up again. And the camera was on, but he was on the radar. You could see he was in that exact teleport spot he did earlier there. I also want to point out how consistent Shin has been throughout this match. He is actually 12-0. He's got more kills than either of his teammates combined and hasn't died once. So it's actually very significant. He's doing a very good job. The entirety of the red team is doing really good. Skinner going to play like a butthole once again.
Oh my god.
Kind of backed up. Yeah, Ted backed up, but that's it.
That quality play there, just walk behind the enemy team, get the Ted to look at you for 2 seconds, and then teleport out. Sneaky escape. Nobody suspects it. Here comes the Scene Illumination doing a ton of damage to Durple. The Cocoon is going to miss Jambo. Slow-mo shot going to come out. Not really going to do too much, but you got Baddest Ketchup with the auto attack. Snare Trap is going to hit what appears to be Skinner. Shadow in a bad spot, going to grab that health pack, but Shin is going to pick up a kill on Jambo while I'm looking away. The nuke is going to come out on the Skinner. That's 2 for nothing. Max Focus versus the world. Baddest Ketchup's got to get some miracle done. He's going to eat that 900 damage airstrike and be half health. So much shot, and Scene Illumination is going to come in. But Durple doesn't care. He's got 50% shielding. He's got Monarch Blessing. He's got healing. It doesn't matter. He's melting that base. 3, 2, 1, and done. And that game is going to be over. And that's the red team winning this here. Wien Nakata, I believe? Yes. But Wien Nakata, whatever. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. But they're going to win this first match of the stream against a team here to lose. And players I don't think I've actually ever seen play before in a sort of stream for competitive knots against some characters that I definitely know, like Skinner, Jambo, Baddest Ketchup. You've seen people play in these tournaments. They are good players. So I'm surprised that the red team was able to just, win this pretty cleanly here. They had base exposure, they took a little bit of base damage, but they still had the one, actually they had the same amount of towers at the end. They just had the push, they had the pub stompy comp, but it was good enough to get this done. 3-level advantage, and all that damage on the blue team isn't really going to help against that, and well played by them.
They played really well. They had an incredible draft. I think a lack of initiation on the blue team and having to really put the initiation pressure on Frog, who has so much CC to deal with. And when you consider the amazing push and kind of having the stones to go something like this, that hill one right out of the gate, really helped secure this for the red team. Blue team managed to find those moments, and despite it being like 20-something kills, like I think of 10, they managed to get base exposure, managed to get a chunk off of it. But yeah, so they did that really well. It's I mean, I don't have much to say. Like, this is just okay. Frog initiated too much and took some fights he could, for sure. That's that's the obvious thing they could have done there. The Frog played well in the team fights, but like he wasn't good at juggling all this. If you get BKM to soften the blows, but it just wasn't enough because those snares were just death traps. Because all of his fight potential comes from his abilities, and he gets silenced. That's it. That's it. He got some great R base. They had all that insane push and all that insane poke. It just wasn't enough.
I'm not sure what.
Go ahead. I was going to ask about some of the other things that they could do.
That's exactly what I was getting to, so perfect. But Froggy was actually the last pick of the draft. He was the last pick after the last bans, and it was on Team 2. And they could have picked something else for Derpal. Like, they already had Genji, Ted, Derpal, which is pretty insane. But what do you think they could have picked instead of Froggy, if anything, that would have helped him out more?
Right, well, that's a really good question. If you, looking back at the draft, I actually need to summon it in the, chat right quick so I can see. Okay, so they abandoned out the Swiggins. Vinny went, okay, now they second banned Vinny. They probably could have, I guess they didn't want the Vinny to happen instead of that Nurple. They needed initiation more than anything. Scolder could have been a really good pick. That could be a pretty free throw for Ted. He would have had trouble with the Genji and the Nurple though. But if he could, he needs something to get the blue team isolated. Some sort of knockback. Even Jimmy would have been really good here, to be honest. He would have struggled against the Qs and snares and stun packs too. Poco.
That would have been that would have been a lot of much needed poke on such a stationary team. That's actually not a bad idea. And Skull could definitely work. I feel like maybe he wouldn't be that potent, but you know it would be a slightly better choice for Froggy.
To get the red team divided up. And while some of the knockback suggestions there, then you think about the matchup. Yeah, how's he really? You know, trying to find that charge or throw would have been good. Even Eulip could have been really good here. I'm not even joking.
Even Eulip. The ultimate counter to the pub stop teams. Just play Eulip.
They needed initiation, and they needed the ability to, for example, find someone on the red team that did not have his teammates nearby. But they didn't. The most CC they really had was slow-mo shot, the stun on splash, and, you know, pounce and pulse. So maybe even if Penny had gone knockback pounce, but this is really the sort of comp that you can really do that on, especially considering the Nurple. But they have found some way to do that. And maybe, honestly, Nurple would have probably been a bigger ban than the Vinny. Because they, you know, if they were against the Vinny, yeah, sure, you have to deal with all that damage output and the clouds and the silence. But they would have at least been more in a position to go for throws or charges or something with Scolder or Jimmy. That lack of initiation, that lack of knockback, really, I think was one of the biggest things for them. However, while we in Nakata will be taking match 1, this is a best of 3, so you know, anything could happen. With that, we are going to take a short break, my friends. Do not go anywhere. There is about to be a giveaway in the chat.
Haha, it's me, Leon.
Cameraman slide. Clever.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Awesomenauts Rumble May Gathers. Once again, my name is Mr. Pillow, and joint my co-caster once again is Uberancy.
Hello again. We're back after the break. And we just finished the first match in this set between Team Here to Lose and Team We in Nakata. So, the matches so far have gone in favor of Team We in Nakata, being 1-0 for them with their amazing pub stompy comp. But this is a best of 3. There could be up to 2 more matches in the set, and we still got 1 more to show you right now. And yeah, the last match was good. I'm hoping this one is just as good.
Yeah, no, definitely. Before we get into everything, a quick reminder in the chat: type you think is going to win. It's either going to be the red team or the blue team. Simple, red or blue. Guess correctly to be eligible for a giveaway after the match. You until the match begins to get your guesses in. It's no form of command. We do keep track of it manually. Yeah, just so you know. Oh, so that said, Uberancy, why don't you take us through this draft?
Absolutely. Alright, so on Team Here to Lose being Team 1 and the red team in this draft, we've got the band knots being Genji and Froggy for them, and then their pick knots are going to be Leon, Max, and Penny, so actually a very similar team to what they had before. And for the blue team here, the band knots are going to be Ted and Skuldir, and the pick knots are going to be Deadlift, Swiggins, and Klunk. And this is Agalon once again, so you've got the confined spaces, you've got the invis, and you don't have the chimney in the middle like Ribbit or the, space like Serona, the other popular maps, although there is AI Station 205. But anyways, so it is Agalon once again, so I mean that can do some serious work for initiators like Swiggins, but the red team Here to Lose has a very similar team to what they had before. The only difference being instead of Froggy, they've gone for Leon. So they actually have more initiation this time. That's a little safer rather than Froggy just dashing in and dying if he hits a snare trap. But blue team has changed it up drastically. Not going for anything from the last comp at all. They've gone for Deadlift, Swiggins, and Klunk. So that is a beefy team, first of all. And not just because Deadlift's on it, they've got so much health and the potential shielding and whatnot. It's kind of ridiculous. You've got some very potent auto attack potential from Swiggins and Deadlift, as well as Swiggins being a great initiator. You just build into anchor damage, you get the Ancient Octant, you get the Fanatic Spoon. You're doing like 800 damage to whoever you hook, guaranteed, if you can land a couple auto attacks in there. And you can get amp damage to help your team, and you've got someone like Klunk to help punish people who get hooked. So, although Klunk's not the strongest pick in competitive most of the time, this is still this still has some potential. They do have a pretty good win condition here.
No, they really do. My main concern is, as you kind of mentioned, the Klunk and the Swiggins and the Deadlift, they are incredibly tanky. And yeah, you've got, Max the Tank Buster, but that's it. Besides that, you got Leon and Penny, who just, while it's a great combo with Pushkin Leon, that's who they swapped out Skinner for him. It does deal a lot of damage here, and is classically a very, very good Leon. That said, it's just not a good combo versus them. They do deal an incredible amount of damage, but it's just something that doesn't typically work out well. So sorry, I got a little bit tongue-tied there. It's they're gonna go in, they're gonna tongue, they're gonna pulse. Then what happens? Nothing. So unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. But yeah, so. With that said, I am ready to get into this match. Do you have any other thoughts, Uberancy?
Not really. You've just got so much beef on the blue team here, and the red team does have a lot of damage. We'll see if it's enough to bust open these tanks, but we should get into a match. I have it loaded up at the 21-second mark, and would you like me to give you a countdown?
Yes, sir, my friend.
Alrighty, starting at go. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off on the red side. We got Badass Ketchup once again playing the Max Focus, Jimbo once again playing the Penny. And we got Pushkin playing the Leon. Shadow on the blue side of things is going to be Swiggins, and Shen going to be playing the Clunk, and Nadraka's playing the Deadlift. And they are off. We see Agent Nocturne and Snarebite right up ahead. You see Region on the Deadlift, you see Silence, you see Region on the Penny, and you see once again Duration on the Max Focus. That's the Technic Paint Secret Love Life come on.
Oh, jeez.
And there's a great explosion
Oh,
right there.
man.
That's going to be the first blood less than a minute into the game. And
Nitro. What? Nitruckus isn't dead, and they pick up the kill on Jambo. Pushkin gets the kill on Jambo. What is happening already?
Deadlift
What is
XD.
Nitruckus going in? What is happening?
Region is a very strong pickup.
Yeah, it is. He's got that health pack now, but that's going to be 2 kills for the blue team with 1 kill for the red team, with Leon barely surviving that whole ordeal. That was just... Deadlift just goes back in with the shield, has like 1 bar health. Who cares? He doesn't care. He's got all that beef, all the muscles, but he's just going to go in and able to secure another kill, with Shin getting a lot of the work done, doing a lot of the damage. But Deadlift was doing most of the damage in that team fight. And, well, enough talking about the past. You got the blue team just rotating between the lanes, clearing, getting the money, the solar, the health, all the stuff they need. There's the anchor dive, going to do a lot of damage, and the drop is going to hit Leon. But nobody's...
Interesting tether there.
Yeah, got those weird, what patch was it? 3.5 tether physics, or was it 3.4? When you could just kind of like, tether basically did nothing.
It was more, that was the patch where Anchor Hook was a suggestion, not really an ability, you know?
Well,
you should probably stick around close to the anchor of your hook, but you know, you really don't have to, but you know, we recommend it.
Yeah, you know, it's how the game is supposed to be intended. But anyways, red team just rotating around. They're looking for the initiation. You got Leon with the Silence Tongue and damage. He might go for range, but it looks like he might be opting for double damage, deciding to buy the cheaper stages of damage first. But Nitruckus is actually going to go in and do a bit of damage. Shield is going to break, though. Anchor Drop is going to be a whiff. Not really going to hit anything. And Nitruckus is going to power leap over to the creep area. Shadow could take a little bit of damage there, about 300. And... well, red team not doing too much. Shin has the Invis, and Invis Clunk can either be something fairly easy to deal with or very terrifying, considering how squishy the red team is, and he's got Snare Bite. That is very terrifying. So if there's an anchor drop here at all, Badass Ketchup could be into a terrible position. He's going to be able to kill that anchor, though. Shin's not going to go in. A bite and a missile probably would have killed Badass Ketchup there, but he doesn't want to take the risk. There's the bite, though, and the explode going to do a ton of damage to Jambo, but not quite enough to get the kill. Nitruckus being very low. Shin's going to miss the bite onto Pushkin. He's invis, but they know he's there. He's taking a missile, but he's got so little health. Getting out with about 50 health there. 40 maybe. And just having to teleport out, get some health, you know, go have some wine and French cheese and baguettes before he gets back into the fray. But Badass Ketchup just going to clear bottom while the blue team is all on top here, waiting for the rotate. They're going to wait for someone to hit the jump pad, which he's going to get the anchor hook on to Pushkin, but he's going to hit that jump pad before he can get dropped. And red team just needs to kill that one little creep in order to get to level 3, which is going to be doing in just a moment. Shadow still got his soak. He's going to go with the anchor drop, going to hit Badass Ketchup, do a ton of damage. Break damage, only going to do 50 damage, so it does not have that pedantic spoon yet. And, well, no kills yet. Nitruckus is just kind of doing whatever, flexing. They're going to teleport back. It looks like try to get some help. Well, Badass Ketchup and Jet will clear this top lane. Shin by himself with the invis, though. There's the bite and the nuke, the delayed bite. Tried to pounce away, but the snare.
Juicy, man. Oh, yeah.
That was good. He that slightly delayed bite so that it stops the pounce. That was good. I like that. That's how you play Clunk.
Yeah, that was nice. Anyone who says that playing in lag is hard to do, you know, look at that right there, because the red team is the host of this match, and there was probably 300 ping on that, and he timed that fight perfectly. So I don't want to hear nothing. Look at that. You know, Badass Ketchup takes the bite and explode, barely getting out. Once Clunk has explode damage, man.
Oh, the bites.
It's just knowing these, dude. Like, run.
Oh, but he's going to go down.
Bite doesn't kill that much. We're like, oh man, he's doing so great. Oh man, look at these amazing bites. Okay, he's dead. XD.
Pretty much, but now he's got that stage of explode damage, which is going to help him pick up those frags quite easily. And we've got the Krill Biscuits coming out onto Swiggins, while the red team just annihilates this top turret. You're doing about half its damage, or half its health and damage, not half its damage and health. What is sense? I don't know. But Shadow rotating around, and You know, he's got that Krill Biscuit's able to move nice and fast. It would be cool if he picked up boots. That's something that's a lot of fun to do and can be quite effective for getting away from comps that don't have a lot of CC, is just running boots and Krill Biscuit really early. You get about 30% extra movement speed when you don't have your anchor. So it's a good replacement for 20% shielding if you're confident in your ability to juke, because you can just run away from everything. And we've got the WoW sweatbands. Going to give Deadlift a lot of healing when he hits people with that golden armor fizz. Good regen.
Well, what do you think
That's
about
what he
that?
likes to do.
Should he be doing that?
Oh, Pushkin's gonna get taken out by the Deadlift auto attack, but Deadlift is gonna go down for his trouble. Shin's gonna go down as well with Shadow.
Actually,
Oh dear.
And now they're actually getting lots of pushes, and they should be taking out this top turret. The Deadlift is not doing the tanking job that, you know, Genji and Urkel was doing last game. A lot easier for those red teams to go in, despite the tankiness of the blue team. And we see all the right damages. We see the DPS, we see the amazing elimination count here, and we see the duration, the full damage of it, and it counts. One of the things that makes the matchup work really well here, and that's actually not wasting, because even though the explosive wins, so red team goes in, but they get caught up with the swing-ins, and due to the Deadlift protective post, they weren't able to pick anything up. But now Nyrokus is in a really bad 1v2. He's actually going to leap out, though. They weren't able to kill him, and that's going to give the blue team the chance to catch up on this top lane and hopefully get their first real push of the game. Oh my gosh, look, right in front of them, that was perfect. The Clunk Flame through the little pocket there, just completely caught out Jambo unaware, got that snare, and they just completely erased him off the map. Now Pushkin is fighting Nyrokus there. And Leon versus Deadlift, when the protective post is up, it's a terrible matchup, because he can only get rid of the shield by taking the auto attacks right into his face. That's what was happening there, so Pushkin made the right move to disengage. Now the stealth is out, and Nyrokus is invisible, though he is going to take the slow-mo shot, but because of the fact that it doesn't deal any damage, they don't know he was in there. And he's just looking for the perfect lane interruption, and he's thinking about taking it, but Shadow backed off to clear off some droids. Explode is going to go off. Jin's a little bit more. He uses the jump to go up there. He misses the bite, though. He's going to get taken out by the pulse just barely outside of the protected post. Now Nyrokus is in a really bad spot. Jambo's going to deal a lot of damage to him, then get out, and Nyrokus is going to leap out. He picks his head up for a second, goes to 60 HP. A single more scene illumination bullet would have killed him. That was maybe not the best peek up in the world there, but yeah. Shin had just a bad explode there, and he tried to juke out, and I really like that he actually leaped up through the middle pit there. But unfortunately, that it did turn out to be a 1-for-0. Badass Ketchup having to get out, survives at 18 HP, but Nyrokus is going to use the protective pose, but it might not be enough here, but he looks out.
That was a good
200
anchor
HP.
drop.
In the meantime, Shadow is going to be assassinating Badass Ketchup off a lane rotation. The explosion is going to be a whip, and now Penny's going to come out with a false danger dive and the leap. All going to be a whip. This is the major damage for the blue team, all consumed. But the red team is kind of low themselves. They don't want to risk, like, you know, getting bitten and auto attack, for example. That would have killed him.
Shin almost died to that turret there, being about 40 health before that last bullet could manage to get the kill. But now the blue team's got some droids up top here. Looks like Pushkin and Badass Ketchup there are going to be there to stop that, though. Shadow going to take a ton of damage, getting hit by the brutalities of the Kraken revealed the last little bit there. Kind of ironic, considering who Swiggins is. But Shin just going to steal that creep. They're just kind of sitting in this little hideout area, you know, showing each other the marshals. But got the anchor drop. Actually going to hit Pushkin there. He's going to break out of invis with the tongue, but not really going to hit anything with it. There's the bite and the nuke, and the pounce is going to fail to escape. And Jap was going to go down to that nuke once again. Double damage nuke. Scary stuff. The bite's going to hit Badass Ketchup as well. The anchor drop. Whoa! What just happened? And they picked up the kill. That was an amazing bite and anchor hook there. That was great. An easy frag there. And now the blue team, 3 versus 1, 3 up compared to just Leon. Leon just kind of sitting in bottom. I guess he's going to try and push bottom, but it doesn't matter because blue team is just going to destroy this top turret. They have to, but Penny's going to be back in just a moment. It does look like they're still going to be able to kill it. Maybe not, actually, but it's very close to dead. Shin taking a lot of damage from Leon there, but not going to be able to land the bite. Decides not to commit to it just yet. But the turret is going to go down finally. Badass Ketchup going in with the scene illumination, but not really going to do too much. But Nitacross is going to take a lot of damage, but not before he kills Jambo with the power lunge. Shin taking a ton of damage from that scene illumination. He's able to steal the creep, though, and actually stay alive. Ed has just like 100 health before he teleports out. And Shadow going in, they're gonna pick up another frag on Bad at the Sketchup. It looks like, no, the break damage didn't kill him. He's got 10 health. Oh, but the auto attack from Deadlift, I almost said Swiggins, is gonna pick up the frag. Now the blue team is starting to steamroll here. They need to get the push going, but Jambo's got that gun penny now, so it's gonna be a bit harder for that. Gun penny is really good at just poking away at tanks before you commit to the pulse and going in, but does not have Cookie Monster badge yet, so he's not doing that much damage. There's a Super Droid on top, gonna get one missile onto that top tower, and then that's it. But Shin sitting with the invis, they're just all sitting here, they're waiting for the first move. Pushkin's gonna go with the invis, but he's not gonna hit anything there. Shin taking a bit of damage, but Jambo's gonna get hit by the anchor hook and drop. The nuke is gonna come out, but not gonna hit anything. But Pushkin's gonna go for the pull-out shit. He's going to get it. Jambo going in with the gun, but one bite could change this whole fight. And he's gonna get it, but he's taking so much damage. He's gonna go down. Bad as Ketchup there as well. The blue team, one anchor hook would have killed 2 people there, I'm pretty sure. But Deadlift's got to teleport out, and Shadow by himself.
Let's point out the Swiggins build on that too. He doesn't have any damage at all. In fact,
oh my god, you're right.
Yeah,
he's got 700 solar, to be fair, so I think he's about to buy that. If he doesn't, then we could be weirded out. Yes, there's the blue heart medal, but Bad as Sketchup taking a little bit of damage, but Nitacross taking even more. Got that shield, but the amp damage on him. Pushkin is in biz there. Nitacross, don't go out there. Oh, he's gone out there. He's done. Pushkin's going to get the kill with the slash. And now Shin going in. Oh, the red team is completely turned around. The snowball that I was talking about doesn't exist anymore. That's a pretty much delayed wipe. Swiggins just getting back buying Fanatic Spoon. He's got the AoE, max damage hook, and Fanatic Spoon, so he can do a good chunk of poke, but he's going to get pulled. He's almost going to go down. He's got to back up, but the bottom tower is about to go down. Jambo's super low health, but then here comes the single illumination. Pushkin's going to body for him. Shadow's going to go. He's going to get the kill with the Fanatic.
1v3 in these fools.
They're getting too greedy. They want to kill this turret because the blue team has been snowballing, but if they get too greedy, like Swiggins hasn't had all this damage, and then suddenly he's got an extra 200 damage on anchor hook, plus like an extra like 250 on break. Like that is something like you don't expect that. Like sure he died, and people know that he's going to buy, but you still don't expect like an extra 400 damage coming out to your face against someone who had like none before. So definitely a surprise factor with delaying those damage buys, though it probably wasn't the smartest thing to do anyways. But Shadow kind of just doing his own thing. And Jambo just poking away with that gun penny, you know, got those glowing orbs, but trying to look for the tanks, trying to find out where they are, see if they're hiding anywhere. Jambo just clearing with that nice AoE auto attack. Anyways, Anchor Hook's going to come out good, but it's going to be a whiff. But the Anchor Drop could still secure a kill on Jambo here. He's just got to hit that E button or that middle mouse button. Take your pick. But, oh, he's going to miss again. He missed both. He missed both his abilities, and now Shadow's going to go down to the pulse. Though missing those abilities might have just cost the game, and I don't want to put all the pressure on that, but it might be true. Nitacross, Nitacross is gonna get out, but he's gonna hit the jump pad. He's gonna go into the base.
Calculated.
Yeah, calculated. He had to have the style points because they're about to lose. It looks like Red Team's got too much damage, and Nitacross is by himself. He can't defend here. The AoE missiles from Clunk might have helped here, but there's too much damage. It's so much damage. It's lagging my game. Oh my God, Ronimo. But Shadow is going to go with the Anchor Hook, but he's going to miss. But that base is at so little health. Here comes the Scene Illumination, going to do a little more damage. Nitacross, but here comes the nuke. Not going to hit anything, though. Nitacross very low, but they managed to clear the droids, but it's got 2 bars on that base. It's all or nothing. If the blue team can, like, I don't know, get a wipe or something. Oh, but the backdoor Leon, is he going to do it? He's doing so much damage. Not quite, but that base is at half a bar. Anything from the red team will come out like, if only they had like a Yuri or a Voltar. If only they had like a Yuri or a Voltar to just place a mine right in front of it. But Nitacross is about to go down. It looks like one auto attack. Yep, that's it. Nitacross is going to go down to Bad as Ketchup. And now Jambo's just going for the one clog. And he get it? The Anchor Hook missed
gameplay.
What? Well, that's going to be the win for Team Here to Lose, and they are not here to lose anymore after losing that first match. And okay, so the blue team was playing amazing, landing all of their bites and anchor hooks and everything earlier on, but then they just started whiffing everything. I don't want to make these guys feel bad, but it's just like it was a miss, and then they just started getting rolled over. They were doing fantastic, and they had the snowball going, but then after the double kill that happened, and then just not landing their abilities enough, it just started falling apart, and then red team's got so much bloody damage that it doesn't matter, it was over. But either way, that was fantastically played by the blue team for the most part. They just kind of fell apart at the end there, making this a 14-minute match, fairly short, but well played by a team here to lose. And, well, what do you have to say about that?
A couple of things. Definitely that Swiggin should have gotten damage earlier, 100%. I see that this kind of frequently, you see like the sustain or the regen or the Kraken statue, you guys just pick damage. Swiggins is one of those knots that, like, when it comes to like Blue Heart and Agent Octane first, honestly and truly, you haven't figured out something that no one else has. Like, it's so cost efficient, he needs those numbers on the board, otherwise he's just not threatening enough. The threat of like Anchor Dive is not enough to deter someone from putting on you if you don't get, you know, some real damage going around. Like, in order for Swiggins to be a threat, he had to have Cloak some stuff. But if, you know, he deals respectable damage by himself, then you're more cautious about just chasing him. And you saw that when he got that 1v3 pickup later on, but he wouldn't have gotten that if he didn't have things like Blue Heart. If he didn't have things like great damage. You know, the red team wouldn't have had to back off like that if the Blue Heart there wasn't a threat. It was just something to keep in mind. Also, anticlimactic tiebreaker, because I've received word that that we and Nakata has actually forfeited. They got to about 15 minutes into the tiebreaker match, and Shadow suddenly had to go when they were unable to find a sub. So
oh, jeez.
Yeah, they had to forfeit over to Here to Lose, so they Here to Lose advanced to the next round. It's unfortunate, because both teams were playing really well.
And that's why you look for ringers/mercenaries, kids.
Indeed. In the Awesomenauts Rumble, like Steve. But,
yeah.
But looking at this match,
shameless plugs.
What are some of the other things that the Blue Team could have done differently?
Well, I feel like they were playing really well. They had good push, though it wasn't as good as the red teams, and they were landing their abilities. They just, like, I've already said it enough. I'm gonna make them feel bad, and I feel bad about this, but it's just they were missing their abilities. They were just missing once they got to the end of the game. They were just whiffing a bit, and they started overextending, going in one by one. And all they really had to do was just regroup, land that one anchor hook. Like there was a team fight at about 13 minutes in where like one anchor hook, the stun would have saved his team and potentially gotten a frag or two. It's just like you just had to focus, recuperate, regroup, and just land that one ability and could have turned it around once again. But it was still well played for the first, like, it was well played for the whole match, but especially during the first 10 minutes. Very well played. Good effort by Team Win Nakata. Loved watching that first match with the team comp as well. This just the shield stacking. I love seeing stuff like that. Even if pubs, it's the most awful thing to fight in all of history. But anyways, well played by them. And I think that's about it for the set if they've actually forfeited, which is unfortunate. But that means the set is going to go to Team Here to Lose. And, well, they're not here to lose anymore. Do you have anything to say?
No, you pretty much nailed it. And we guys are going to take a short break. There will be a giveaway in the match. Don't go anywhere, because after this, we will have another set of games.
See you then.